Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.
If you're active on social media, you must have heard mind your own business a lot of times, or you might have said that to a lot of people. But today, you'll learn how to mind your own business. I'm Arun Singh, this is Coffee and Crypto, and today our focus is on mining. And in this very episode, you'll also get a detailed look of how a mining farm really looks like. So first, we'll understand what is mining. We'll discuss a lot of things with our experts and guests, and we'll also take your questions to them, and then we'll visit that special mining farm. Let's begin with the explainer, and for that, let's go to Coffee Balls. So let's begin with the basics. What is mining? It's the process of verifying new coins or validating new transactions. Now, decentralized networks of computer verify this over blockchain. Miners, as a reward, get fresh coins in exchange of this, and that is essentially their earning. That is why they mine. But what all do you need for mining? The mining toolkit. First of all, powerful computer equipment. That's CPU, graphics unit, and also ASIC. You'll hear this a lot while you're reading or listening to anything about mining. ASIC is application-specific integrated circuit. And then you need an uninterrupted power supply, active internet connection, and airflow or cooling system. I visited one mining farm today and I was sweating all throughout, so that is very important. But what's the process? Transactions are verified by performing complex calculations. This keeps a record of the transaction and secure the blockchain as well. Specialized computers perform these complex calculations, and one needs a lot of computer power to validate all of this. Now, the decentralized nature of the blockchain could allow fraudsters to spend cryptocurrencies more than once. This is called double spending. But authentication or mining rules that out. Now, different consensus mechanisms can be used for this. One is proof of stake, and the other one is proof of work. What's proof of stake? In proof of stake, one can mine as per number of coin one holds. In proof of work, members have to work. Simple. Which means they have to solve the puzzle or perform these calculations for authentication. And now, let's go to our experts who will answer few of our basic questions and few of our not so basic questions as well. We have with us Ajit Khurana, founder of Flexical, Deepak Dhwani, crypto miner and a YouTuber. You've seen a lot of his YouTube videos explaining what mining is. He himself has a very detailed mining setup. I want to begin with you, Mr. Khurana. So we're talking about, mining, and then there's also conversation about pre-mining. If you can just give your detailed analysis of pre-mining and mining, and then we of course get into the other questions.
So I would do it with the help of an example that people will understand. Suppose there's a company which is coming up with an IPO, an initial public offering, which will then be traded. So this would be the equivalent of a regular mining. But before the IPO, they issue stock to some preferred people, such as their employees or their associates, etc. Before the market has been discovered, usually at favorable prices, this would be pre-mining. Bitcoin never had pre-mining, but Ethereum, which is equally respectable, had pre-mining. So what happens in pre-mining in the current scenario is that companies do something which can be called an ICO, an initial coin offering, which is similar to an IPO in equity markets. And these tokens are given away before they are available for the general investor to buy. This works beautifully in a bull market. Nobody complains. But now that we are in a bear market, we are discussing it.
But isn't it exactly same as airdrops?
So airdrops are one of the mechanisms of pre-mining. ICO is another method. IEO is another method. Airdrops, by the way, can be done later. For example, today I could do an Ethereum airdrop, which would not be pre-mining. Pre-mining is creation and distribution of tokens before they are available to others or before they can be mined. This is the definition of pre-mining.
Sure. Deepak, a lot of people now say that, it's not lucrative anymore because it exhausts a lot of electricity and then, you have this bill in lakhs. Would you believe that, or would you agree with that because you're a miner yourself?
No, I won't agree as I have seen bear markets before this also. What we do in that time is we accumulate as much as we can. At that time, 100% we have to pay that electricity bill out of our pocket. So that thing can be our investment as well, the electricity bill we pay. But at the same time, we accumulate the Ethereum or any other coin which we can sell it later when we see a bull market. So for some people, it might be hard to even pay the electricity bill in the bear market because they might be relying on that machine itself. As me, I have secondary jobs or secondary source of income also from where I can pay, as YouTube is my secondary income source.
Let me be more specific in my question. The conventional cryptocurrencies might not be that lucrative. Let's say Bitcoin in that case. Would you agree with that?
Lucrative in sense?
I'm saying probably more conventional cryptocurrencies, mining those is probably not that lucrative. Let's say Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yes, it consumes more electricity than Ethereum. So yes, for a normal starting miner, it couldn't be hard for a normal miner to start mining with ASIC machines, which is Bitcoin.
Mr. Khurana, then now there's also conversation about alternatives for energy efficient mining. Are you seeing any projects that you are excited about?
So I must tell you that this entire question of energy, while it is, of course, we should all be responsible. There's no doubt about it. True. But I must tell you that what is Bitcoin mining, as an example, substituting for? So for example, if Bitcoin mining is substituting for partially substituting for some other money transfer mechanism, such as bank transfer, where is the audit for how much energy banks are consuming? That never happens because what exists, we never evaluate. What new comes in, we want to critically evaluate. Despite that, I believe that it pains me when I hear about the amount of mining electricity that goes into Bitcoin alone. The problem is that when something becomes very big, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, if you come up with energy efficient solutions which are not reliant on renewable energy, they could actually affect the safety of the token itself. So for example, things which are easier to mine might be easier to hack also. So the solution is better sources of electricity.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. With that, we've come to an end of this segment. And now we'll take you to that mining farm that I've been hyping about. This was at Rohtak. Have a look at this. We are in Haryana's Rohtak, and if you've ever been here, Palika Bazaar is a must visit. But when you come to Palika Bazaar, you won't even imagine that there is a blockchain technology data center amidst this busy market. And what are they doing? They're mining Ethereum here. There are several GPUs installed which are consuming a lot of electricity. But who owns this place? The gentleman is right here with us, Mr. Pradeep Narwal. A very warm welcome to NDTV. And you, the viewer, gets exclusive look into this blockchain technology data center where the mining is happening. First of all, thank you so very much for letting us in and introducing us to this. This is a pandemic baby, right? This entire setup?
Yes.
And you started it during the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So can you just introduce us to what's happening here, what all is kept?
Yeah. Before understanding the whole system, you should must know about the blockchain technology.
Sure.
And this is the root of blockchain technology. So if you want to understand blockchain technology, you must know how blockchain technology works and what is behind blockchain technology. Because blockchain technology is only a software and which is run on several hardwares. So this is the hardware and this service is the infrastructure. This is the infrastructure as a service for blockchain technology. So we have the multiple servers which are working on different blockchains like the Bitcoin blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, or Rave blockchain, Ergo blockchain. So there are multiple blockchains which works on proof of work. And these servers are working for them.
Okay, a regular coffee and crypto viewer would know what blockchain is, but if you are new to the game, just letting you know that, blockchain is actually a public ledger with different blocks. And what you do in mining, you verify those transactions on the blocks. And as he said, it's a soft technology, but then you need all this hardware, which also includes GPUs, and a lot of other technical stuff. So what all is here? And if you can introduce us to a rig, let's say.
Yeah, sure. Let's introduce this one. This is a server,
okay,
and this is the motherboard. And this motherboard is specially designed so that we can put multiple graphics card on this one. So multiple required because we need high computation power.
Sure.
A single GPU or CPU of the motherboard is not capable to provide so high in today's time. So we are putting near about 12. Either from 1 to 12. So we put maximum 12 graphics card on a motherboard, and then through internet we connect their computation to a pool. That can be a solo or a multiple, like we can say it's a solo pool, or it can be a multiple persons pool.
How does one verify the transaction on the block is what I was going to tell you, that you actually solve complex algorithmic problems, and these computers do that, and then you need heavy machinery to do that, and this is what all of these GPUs and motherboards doing. Pradeep, a great initiative here, and I'm feeling quite hot in here because there's a lot of electricity consumption happening here. Monu also joins us, Monu Nagar there, who actually works with Mr. Narwal. Tell me, what is the electricity consumption like here?
Actually, per month, there is 35,000 units consumptions, and near about 280 or 3 lakhs around we pay the electricity bill per month.
3 lakh rupees. That's the electricity consumption. And there are a lot of people, youngsters, who want to get into mining, right? And there are options available where you can actually mine with, let's say, subtle or humble machinery as well. But I think that's not profitable. You actually need powerful computers.
Yeah. There are several GPUs, and each GPU had its own mega hash, and the speed and output depends on that power.
Right. So yeah, mega hash actually become bigger with giga hash. And how many giga hash would you say are here?
Around 14 giga hash for the Ethereum network. We are providing 14 giga hash for Ethereum network.
Sure.
And in terms of profitability, it always remains same. Almost always remains same.
I want to get into the profitability part of this in the second segment. But very quickly, before we take this break, I want to ask you, youngsters watching, you want to get into mining, how can they start?
They can start it if they have the basic technical knowledge, then they can start from their own home also. But if they want some, they want to join us for if they don't have technical knowledge, or they don't have the infrastructure, or they can't observe 24/7, then they can join us.
Right. And what is your company called again?
This is New as Softsolve Private Limited.
Contact them if you want any of their services. They host, you can actually, host their service on your system, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, we are the infrastructure as a service provider. We are providing the basic infrastructure, the cooling system, the electricity wiring, the internet, multiple internet connections, then the engineering services, then the repairing services. So all these services are provided from our side.
Sure. So while this year's budget was presented, there was a lot of talk about 30% tax on crypto earnings, and then there was a mention of cost of acquisition, and mining comes under that. What was that? We'll get into that, and also, is mining profitable anymore, is what we'll also ask these gentlemen here. I'm taking a very short break, but all of these questions will also be answered on the other side. I'm Arun Singh, you're watching Coffee and Crypto. Hello and welcome. You're watching Coffee and Crypto. I'm Arun Singh, and I'm coming to you from a crypto mining farm. This is in Rohtak, very close to the city's Palika Bazaar. We've talked about all the interesting aspects of it. How many GPUs are here? 300, that's the answer. And it consumes electricity worth 3 lakh rupees is what I found in a segment before this. But how is this temperature being regulated? Because all of these machines are creating a lot of heat, and I'm sweating at the moment, if you can see. Of course, I'm wearing a blazer as well, and that is for absolutely pure vanity reasons. But Monu joins me here. Tell me, how are you regulating the temperature here?
Okay. To control the temperature, we have made a mechanism, and we have put the ducting system, as you can see.
Sure.
And we have put around 8 horsepower motor outside this section. And how this mechanism works, this sucks the hot air and eject outside from this data center, and we have put a cooler on the roof, and through that connection the cool air pressurized through that ducting, and that strikes to the cards.
तो दो अलग-अलग डक्ट्स हैं, ये गर्म हवा खींच रहा है, वो ठंडी हवा
नीचे फेंक रहा है. Yes.
Okay, so that's the simple system.
Yes. तो इस मैकेनिज्म पे सारी की सारी जो मशीन्स हैं वो रूम टेम्परेचर पे
And what's there? What's that room?
That is the control center.
Control center. Can we see?
Control room. Yes.
Okay. We'll now give you an exclusive entry into the what do you call this room?
This is the control room.
Control room it is. And again, Pradeep Narwal joins us again here. So great setup there. And we of course talked about mining and other aspects of it and how youngsters can also get into this. But then there's a conversation about this being not very profitable at the moment. Do you think it is profitable, mining?
Yes, it's almost same profitable as this was in the last year or in the previous years.
Okay.
So we can understand this through example.
Okay.
Like in the last year when the Ethereum was at a cost of near about 4 lakhs, 3.98 lakhs, one Ethereum. Then the graphics card, the cost of graphics cards is also around 2.5 times of their MSRP. But today the cost of Ethereum, the cost of GPU is almost on their MRP. So we can say that if the price of Ethereum reduced, then the hardware cost also reduced. So from the basic idea, the profitability is almost same. And if we take the example of 3 or 4 years back, when one server of 1 giga hash produced more than 3 Ethereum in a day, then the cost of Ethereum was 300 rupees.
Okay.
So at that time also the profitability was same. But this, if we take this as an investment, because cryptocurrency, it's not a currency, it's an asset in our terms, because everybody says the cryptocurrency, but what we say is this is the asset. And if you take this as an asset, and if you have some holding period like the 3 years, 5 years or 10 years, then it will returns like the real estate or other share market, then in same terms, because you have invested in assets that are the hardware.
Sure.
And your hardware is running for some blockchain, and that blockchain is paying you as a rent, because you are the validator of that blockchain.
Yeah, so how you're validating essentially is by solving complex problems, and of course you need heavy machinery to do same. But when a coin was introduced, let's say Bitcoin, the complexity wasn't that much. I mean, wasn't as much as it is now. So as it gets tougher, you need more machines. Then that's how it gets expensive, and that's how people say it's not profitable anymore. But Pradeep suggests that the hardware also, the cost of it comes down with the passage of time, and then if you hold it, then again it's profitable for you if you hold it today. Now I also want to talk about the economic aspect of it a little bit more in detail here. So there was a recent announcement of 30% tax on crypto profits, and they said cost of acquisition can't be deducted while you file your tax. Cost of acquisition means mining. Is that a point which pinches you as someone who mines it?
In the first stage, like in the today's scenario, the 30% tax is really too high.
Okay.
But this infrastructure can be used in other services also, like for the game designers, for the esports, for the NFT platforms. I want to say this: these GPUs can provide computation power, and this goes really hamper the profitability. Then we can switch this platform, our services, aspect of crypto, we can serve to other platforms also.
Like, but we're talking about crypto here. Yes, of course, it's great for you as a business strategy. But in crypto, since cost of acquisition is not an element which can be deducted, is that a problem or?
Yeah, it's a problem, but there's a solution also, because this is an asset and we can hold it for a long time. And positively, I have a hope that government will change. It's regularly working on the same, and in the some time this can be considered as a regular business. Like, we have invested, we are working hard, we are paying salaries and operational costs. Then this can be considered as a regular business, and up to that time we are holding.
Exactly. So not only in India, but otherwise globally also, crypto regulation is actually a work in progress. And as we move ahead, of course, we'll have better regulatory norms. And that is how the world will actually be crypto friendly. But that's all that we had from this mining farm. Very interesting conversation with both these gentlemen. And we actually gave you an exclusive look into how a mining farm actually looks like. How do GPUs really look like? And that's the power they really put in to mine that crypto. With this, we've come to an end of this show, but you can catch Coffee and Crypto on social media platforms as well, and otherwise on NDTV 24/7. We go live at 6:30 p.m. every Friday. I'm Arun Singh. It's a goodbye from my side. Bye.